Hello and welcome back to the Sports Simulation Spectator. My name is Mike and I've got a treat for you. You've come for Red, White, and Blue Racing where I played through for the very first time. You've come for Fast Drive Football where I've played through for the very first time. And how about some of that History Maker golf? Well, today I bring to you a tabletop basketball game called Uptempo Basketball that I'm going to give a shot here. I have read the rules. This is not a formal how-to. This is more just my attempt to go through and play through the game, and you can kind of learn alongside with me. Uptempo Basketball is a game that uses the percentages to simulate some stat tracking for players. It is basically points on a player-by-player basis. This game does not track things like steals, turnovers, that type of thing, rebounds, but this does track points on a per player by player basis. This is a printable PDF game that you can go and purchase. I believe it is at Uptempo Basketball Game. Let's make sure I'm getting it right. uptempobasketballgame.com. I found it earlier today, and this is what we're going to go with. Typically, you need the game, and then you would end up needing 2d10. I think it's 2d10. 2d10. Yes, 2d10. The developer of this game, has made an app to kind of assist with some of the gameplay, so you're not worrying about having to track the time, the clock, and that type of thing. So similar to other simulation games, this game does abstract out certain things. In a typical game, each possession, I can tell you, takes 20 seconds off of the clock. So there's a 24-second shot clock. There's obviously offensive rebounds, and all that kind of stuff. But this game should end up with a typical-ish number of possessions in a basketball game, because normally you find yourself around 50-50 in terms of possessions. It's close. When you pick up the game, it does come with a season of all of the NBA teams in there. There are some variations in the different seasons. I think there's 6 or 7 seasons on the website, as well as 2 ABA years. I elected to grab the 1995-1996 season. And in tonight's matchup, it is going to be the 1995-1996 Charlotte Hornets facing off against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers are my team, but man, this was a bad team. I will say, though, when I was a kid, Jerry Stackhouse was the guy that kind of got me in. I thought Clarence Weatherspoon was kind of cool, but this is going to be a game for, I don't know, most of the kids. Well, no, kids aren't watching this game. People are here to watch me play dice games. So that's what we're going to end up doing. Each of the charts that are on each of these teams have different charts, and on each play, you're going to roll the dice, and it's going to tell you the type of play that has played out on that possession. There are runs, turnovers, free throw attempts, 2-point conversion, or 2-point shot attempts. I just finished playing a football game. And ones, 2 points, 3-point attempts, and 3-pointers against offensive ratings for the different players that are on the game. Depending on how the dice rolls come out, that determines who took the shot during that possession of the ball. So I'll be honest, I've not played through a full game of this. I don't know how it completely works, but I have read the rules. I have them right here. So if you'd like to join me in playing through my first game of Uptempo Basketball, that would be delightful. Feel free to put in the comments anything that you think I've done wrong, anything you think I should have done better, or any team from the 1995-1996 season you'd like to see me play. Because this is my first experience with a tabletop basketball game. So the first thing that I know is that we have to roll for tip-off. The Charlotte Hornets, if they roll a 1-50, will get the ball, and the Sixers will get the ball if they roll a 51-100. So here we go. I'm going to tap my die here. We've got a 17. That means the Charlotte Hornets are going to start with the ball. On my first turn, again, this is not a how-to. I'm just talking this stuff out for anybody that wants to know how it works. kind of, and we'll go from there. So we've rolled a 5. That means on this first possession, it's a turnover. And of course, now I don't even know what happens. So the turnover, man alive. Turnover is shooting and then player. So let's make sure that I'm getting this right. See, I do this all the time. So I was anticipating. So there's our turnover. We got our turnover for the Charlotte Hornets. It's not a scoring run. It is a turnover. There is no scoring. The timer should be moved one space and possession goes to the other team. So in this case, that's why I didn't know what to do. It is a turnover. The clock moved, and that's the end of the turn. So the 20 seconds went by. The Charlotte Hornets turned over the ball. I mean, probably good track. Yeah, you could probably look at the player and say the player turned it over, but my chart here doesn't track that, so we're not going to worry about it. Here's our roll. The Sixers have the ball. It is an 80. That is going to be a 2-point field goal. That's good. In this case, the shooting is a 10. The person shooting is point guard Vernon Maxwell. Is that right? 2 points. I want to make sure that I'm using the different spots here on the die correctly. If the result is a free throw, 2-point, or 3-point attempt. So 2 points is just good. It's not an attempt. It's good. So in this case, they definitely scored. I am doing individual team play. You can play this with overall team metrics, but I like the idea of tracking how individual players ended up doing. We just checked the 2-point column. Whichever player's range rolls, that's the player. Then roll the 2d10 again and get the shooting roll result. If the shot is a 2-point shot, this one's not an attempt, it's just good. So we're going to go with, I don't know how the app is supposed to work. Here we go. Let's take a look at the app. He's even got a section here in the rulebook for that. Rolling without moving the clock. So why do we, the app itself has a results roll, a shooting runs roll, and a player roll. So I guess in the app, I'm just using the player to determine who made the player shot. Shooting is whether or not the shot is good, right? Sure. So here's our results roll. It is an 80. Our player is 62. 62 in this case is Clarence Weatherspoon. And that is 2 points for Mr. Clarence Weatherspoon. And 20 seconds have come off the clock. We got 11:20 left. And we roll. That's a 74 on the Charlotte Hornets. That is a 2-point shot with player 47. And that is Mr. Larry Johnson. 2 points. Tied up 2-2 in the first minute of the game. 83, we got another 2-point bucket for player 62. Clarence Weatherspoon again, 2 points. Charlotte takes possession. I'm talking like I'm playing that football game again. They're moving down the court. We got an 11. That is another turnover for Charlotte. They have not been able to hold on to the ball. And here's a turnover back for the Sixers. So the clock just keeps moving and nobody's putting anything on the board. There's another 12. That is a turnover for the Charlotte Hornets, whose turnover field is a 3-14. Here is a 72. 72 is a 2-point shot for player 27. Mr. Jerry Stackhouse is getting in on the action. It is 6-2. Sixers. 73 for the Charlotte Hornets. That is player 3. Kenny Anderson. 2 points. With 9 minutes left, I'm trying to keep track of this in my head. It is 6-4 Sixers. $51. So now we've got a 2-point attempt for player 60. Clarence Weatherspoon has taken a shot, and it's a 33 on a 2-pointer. His field goal percentage is a 48.5. The defending player is Glenn Rice. We have to roll for, well, maybe it's not Glenn Rice. Doesn't matter. They're both a defense of 6. So 6 points off of that would take him down to 42.5. With his 50, his 33, he's still under that. Clarence Weatherspoon puts 2 more on the board. 61 is a 2-point field goal. There is not a ton of defense here. Player 54, Larry Johnson. 6 on the board for Charlotte. There's a 20. A 20 is a free throw attempt. Clarence Weatherspoon finds himself at the line. And our first shot, it's 2 free throw attempts. It is an 80 on his free throw attempt. He has a 74.6. He misses. His second shot is a 20. Clarence Weatherspoon does put 1 on the board on those free throws, but he missed 1. And Charlotte moves back down the court. 27 as a free throw attempt for Charlotte. Player 33 is Glenn Rice. His first shot, his free throw attempts is a 83.7%. He shoots a 41%. Glenn Rice is good for the first. 7 is good for the second. He's got himself 2 points. That's 8 points for Charlotte against the Sixers' 9 points. Sixers have the ball and moving down the court. That's result roll is a 43. This is a 2-point attempt for Jerry Stackhouse. He rolled a 42. His 2-point attempt is a 44.9. We're going to roll to find out who's playing defense on him. It's a 50. Let's see. $50 on that is Del Curry is playing defense. He's a defense of 4. That takes Jerry Stackhouse down to a 40.9. He misses the shot. He does not make the field goal. And Charlotte gets the rebound and takes it back down the court. An 87, we've got ourselves a 3-point attempt by Del Curry. 3-point attempt by Del Curry, is that right? Yes, player 12, right here. Yes. Playing defense, we're going to roll against that, is 82 on the shooting guard side. That is Jerry Stackhouse still in the game. He plays 8 defense. That is going to take this down to a 32.4%. It's a 48. Del Curry misses his 3. And the Sixers have the ball. That is a 72. 72 is a 2-pointer for player 25. That is Jerry Stackhouse. 2 points for Mr. Stackhouse. There's an 84. I may have misread and looked at the Charlotte Hornets chart, but we'll just keep moving forward. That's an 84 for the Hornets. 84 is a 2-pointer for player 88 on a 2-pointer. That is Darren Hancock coming in and scoring some points. Darren Hancock gets himself 2, gets in the game. Sixers, 54. This is a 2-point attempt by number 77. Point guard Trevor Ruffin. He shoots a 43.7. Defense is by 51. That's Kenny Anderson taking 6 off. So that's going to take him to 37.7. We're not rounding it. 37.7. And he rolled a 38. Trevor Ruffin misses the shot. That is a Charlotte ball. The 40 is a 2-point attempt by number 62. Larry Johnson. Defense against Larry is 87 on the power forward. It's going to be Richard Dumas. Am I reading this right? I believe so. That's what we're going with. He's a defensive 5, so that's going to take Larry's shot down to a 44.5, and he shot a 57. That is a miss for Larry Johnson. Sixers with the ball. It's a 14, and that's a turnover. Charlotte moving up the court with a 44. This is a 2-point attempt by player 80. Anthony Goldwire. We are rolling. It is a 28. Vernon Maxwell is playing defense. That's 8 points. It's a 32.6. And with an 87, Anthony Goldwire cannot make the shot. Sixers ball rolls a 78. That is 2 points for player 14. Vernon Maxwell, 2 points. Getting on the board. Four for Charlotte. That is another turnover, and the Sixers move up the court. 52 is a 2-point attempt for player 10. That is Vernon Maxwell again. Two-point attempt for player Vernon Maxwell. No, make sure this is right. Yes, he's player 10. Yes, that's right. Vernon Maxwell. He rolls a 45. And as soon as he's got defense in his face, it's not going to matter. He's going to miss the shot. So Vernon Maxwell's shot is no good. Charlotte gets the ball with a 44. They've got their own attempt to score. On a 2-point player 64, this is Matt Geiger. Mr. Matt Geiger shoots an 8. There's no way the defense is going to stop him there. Matt Geiger puts it up, layup off of the glass. 2 points for Matt Geiger. 3:20 left in the first quarter. 33, this is a free throw attempt for the Sixers. Player 80, it's going to be Trevor Ruffin taking this free throw. And on his first one, it's a 33. 1 point from the bench. On his second shot, it's an 11. Another one, 2 points for Trevor Ruffin here in the first quarter. Charlotte moving up the board. Oh, look at that. This is for keeping track of total points. How about that? Okay, we're going to stop here for a second. That was Trevor Ruffin. This is the roll for the Hornets. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Down here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So right now, it is Sixers 15, Charlotte 12. Cool. Didn't realize that that's how that chart was going to work. So this is our Charlotte roll. This is an 86. That is a 3-point attempt by player number 34. That is Del Curry taking the shot. He rolled a 64, so that is going to be a miss. The Sixers rebound on a run. Their Sixers are going to go on a run. So let's make sure we get runs right. So, on a run, it says run is 41. Oh, we look at the Sixers one. 41 is a 9-2 run. So we've got these little charts here that say how many points are going up and down and all that kind of stuff. On this chart, we take, it's a bunch of minutes. It is 6 possessions or 2 minutes. 6 possessions or 2 minutes. And then when you're doing during this run, I guess we can just roll to find out who took the shot, because the chart actually says on here, see, is this going to work? Yes. So the chart, it's not focusing quite right, but it tells me who scored the points during that run. So on this run, it was a, let's see, we know that it was a 41. We are going on a run. It was a 41, which makes it a 9-2. And then we use 2d10 to get the roll result. So we find that row, and that's what we're going to take. All right, so we're taking 2 minutes off to take it down to 40 seconds. Ah, crud. We have to take it back down to... I messed up. We just need this down at 40 seconds. There we go. There's my clock. And we're going to roll on here to find out what we get. It is 3. So this is going to be points 3 2-point buckets for the point guard. It is going to be 2 free throws for the shooting guard and 1 point for the power forward who made 1 shot. So we're going to roll to figure out who it is that made each of these. First one, in the one video that I watched for this, somebody did say they just gave it to all the starters. I don't feel as great about that because this does, I mean, right now we're saying it's 40 seconds from the end of the first quarter. I could anticipate that there'd be some subs there in that game. We know that 9-2 is getting put onto the clock. So I'm going to play it that we're going to roll for each of these players. So the first bucket is a 24 for the point guard. When you're making that decision there, it's Vernon Maxwell, 2 points. Next one is a 77. That's going to be Trevor Ruffin, gets 2. Because at no point in here does it say where it occurred in the order of the run. I butchered again. Michael, stop it. We're going to write this 58 up here, and I'm going to re-roll each of these. This is going to be my Charlotte roll. Jeez. We're looking at a 42. 42, that is going to be 2 more for Vernon Maxwell. So there's all my point guard shots. My shooting guard that is taking both free throws is going to be 5. That's Jerry Stackhouse. So he makes 1 and 1. And then we're going to find the power forward. It's 58. Power forward is Richard Dumas, and he makes 1 of 2. And then our shooting guard for the Charlotte Hornets is 64. That is going to be Del Curry, puts 2 on the board. So we got 2 here for Curry, and we got 9 for the Sixers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That run puts the Sixers up 24-14. This right here is our roll for the Hornets. and I'm going to give us a new player roll. It's an 83. 83 is a made 2-point shot. That's a 55 on a 2-pointer. That is 2 points for Larry Johnson. And our roll for the Sixers is a 5 to finish the quarter out. A 5 is a turnover. Yes, sir, that's a turnover. So at the end of the first quarter, we got 2 points for Kenny Anderson, 2 for Del Curry, 2 for Glenn Rice, 2 for Darren Hancock, 6 for Larry Johnson, and 2 for Matt Geiger, to make sure my math is right. 2, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Great. 16 for Charlotte. And the Sixers have 2, 4, 6. Vernon Maxwell has 6. Trevor Ruffin has 4. Jerry Stackhouse has 6. Clarence Weatherspoon is already sitting at 7. And Richard Dumas has 1. So we're sitting at 10, 16, 23, 24, and our totals are right. So at the end of the first quarter, Philadelphia 76ers up on the Charlotte Hornets, 24-16. Charlotte got the ball first to start, so the Sixers are going to get the inbound here to start the second quarter. Boom, 72. That is a 2-point shot by player 26. 2 points, 26. Jerry Stackhouse. 1, 2. 10 for the Hornets. That's another turnover. That's a 44 for the Sixers. 2-point attempt. 44 on the Sixers is Clarence Weatherspoon. He rolled a 47. And all the defense there for the Hornets is going to be good enough. It's going to take it down to a 42, and he's going to miss the shot. 33 is a pair of free throw attempts for the Charlotte Hornets. Player 83, Anthony Goldwire, steps up to the line. His first one is good with that 43. His second was an 83, and it clanks out. 1 point for Anthony Goldwire. And the Sixers take the ball and move it up the court. On that 88, we've got a 3-point attempt by number 36, Vernon Maxwell. But it's a 40. He's not going to make that shot. 56, 2-point attempt by the Charlotte Hornets. Player number 5 is Kenny Anderson. He's shooting a 44. His percentage is 50.5. But the defense is too good, I think. We're looking at a 76. Trevor Ruffin is a defense of 9. It's going to take him down to a 41.5%. He's going to miss the shot, and the Sixers are moving back up. 52 is a 2-point attempt for the Sixers. Player 22 on a 2-pointer is who else but Jerry Stackhouse. That's a 44% not shooting. He's going to miss. 4 is a turnover for the Hornets. 28 is a free throw attempt for player number 86, Sean Higgins. Nope, 86, Rex Walters. Shooting guard, backup shooting guard for Jerry Stackhouse. He rolls a 55, and he's going to make the first one. Rex Walters is. Second shot is a 3, and that's good. He sinks both free throws. Sixers up 28-17. 25, there's a hack and a foul at the other end, and the Charlotte Hornets go to the line. Glenn Rice steps up. He makes his first shot. He rolled a 48 against an 83.7 field goal percentage. Next one's a 26, and Glenn Rice sinks them both. 19 points for Charlotte. Sixers moving up the court. That's a turnover for the Sixers on the 11 roll, and the Charlotte Hornets try to take advantage. 68, that's a 2-point shot made by player number 27, Glenn Rice. And suddenly the Hornets find themselves within 7. 23 for the Sixers. There's been a foul. Player 34, Clarence Weatherspoon, steps up to the line. Free throw, he's 74.6 for the season. His first is an 18, and he hits it. Second shot is a 50, and it clanks off the rim and bounces out. Charlotte grabs the rebound and starts moving back up the court. 87. 87 at a three-point attempt by player 30. Del Curry, 65. He's definitely not going to hit that. 85 for the Sixers. 85 is a two-point shot by player 80. Trevor Ruffin. 2 points for Mr. Ruffin. Sixers up by 10. Charlotte, 22. Sixers with another foul at the other end on the shot. It bounces around the rim and misses, but he steps up to the line. Player 42 for the free throw is Larry Johnson. He's a 75% shooter. He's got the first shot. And the second shot goes up, and it's in. Larry Johnson's got 2 on the board in the second quarter. And the Sixers floor general starts moving up the court. 62 is a 2-point bucket by player 14. Vernon Maxwell, there's that field general, court marshal, whatever you want to call it. 2 points for him. Sixers have 33, up 10 on the Charlotte Hornets. 76, the Hornets move down the court. 53 on a 2-point shot. Larry Johnson, buckets 1. 25 for Charlotte. We have 5 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the second quarter. 26 for the Sixers is a foul shot. Steps to the line for 2. That's player 71. Derek Alston. First shot is good. He's shot at 26. His percentage is a 49.1. Next one's a 27. Alston sinks them both to increase the Sixers' lead by 2. 38 on the Charlotte Hornets end is a 2-point attempt by player number 60. Larry Johnson steps to take the shot. Fadeaway, it's a 35. I don't think anybody's going to have the defense to stop that. No, sir. Larry Johnson sinks the shot, giving him 6 for the quarter. There's a 48 for the Sixers. That's a 2-point attempt by player number 53. Clarence Weatherspoon takes the 48. The defense by the small forward is just too good. Clarence can't make the shot. The Hornets grab the rebound. 4:40 left in the second quarter. So as I've been moving through this very quickly, let's take a moment to just kind of discuss here on a turn what's going to happen. We've got a result roll here of 58. I don't know if you can see that on the screen or not. Let's show it. Whoop. Result roll of 58. Shooting or runs roll of 64 and a player roll of 63. So we're going to look here at our Charlotte Hornets card. And we're going to find the result roll of 58 over here. We know that it's and 1, which means they've made the shot and they're going to the line for a third attempt. This is player 63. So on an and 1, we're going to roll to figure out. So the 2-point shot happened already by player 63. 2-point shot by player 63. In this case is Larry Johnson. So he gets the 2 from the first initial shot. And then we're going to roll again on. Is that how that works on an and 1? Yeah, we're only going to check against Larry Johnson. Yeah, we're only going to check against the free throw percentage for the next shot. Oh, so 64, it was his number because the shot was good. Free throw is a 75.7. Larry Johnson actually gets the and one. So now I think we're right. We had 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yes, we're at 30. So Charlotte finds themselves at 30. The Sixers are at 35, I believe. Let's check to make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, 35. So the Hornets have pulled within 5. Sixers have a 2-point attempt by player number 87. That's small forward Sean Higgins, and he misses the shot. Charlotte moving back down the court with another set of free throw attempts. The Sixers cannot stop hacking. It is player 23 going to the line. It's Glenn Rice with his 83.7% shot percentage. Glenn Rice hits 1. Glenn Rice hits 2. And all of a sudden, it is a 3-point difference. The Sixers defense just has not shown up. That's a turnover for the Sixers. 35 and 2 more to the line for the Hornets. 37 goes to the line. It is Mr. Glenn Rice. First free throw is good. And another one is a 7, and it's good. That's 2 more. And the Sixers' lead has dwindled to 1. 3 minutes left here in the quarter. 74 on the Sixers chart is 2 points by player 54. That's Clarence Weatherspoon. A 67 on the Charlotte side is 2 points by player number 63. Guess who? Larry Johnson. 26 free throw attempts for the Sixers by player number 48. Clarence Weatherspoon steps up. He hits the first one. Second shot is an 80, and he misses. Clarence Weatherspoon goes 1 and 1 at the line. And the Hornets rebound on that second shot. Take it down for a 2-point attempt by player 61. Larry Johnson. He hits an 18. No one's going to get there and stop that. 2 more for Larry Johnson. He has exploded for 13 points in the second quarter. That's a 75 for the Sixers. 2 points for player 13, Vernon Maxwell. 14 is a turnover for the Hornets. 46 is a 2-point attempt by player 58, Tony Massenberg, who we've not heard his name once this game. It's a 33. The defense from the power forwards is not going to be good enough. That's going to be good for 2. And Tony Massenberg could not have shown up at a better time to get something going for the Sixers. 68 for the Hornets. That's an easy 2 points. Crossover dribble from number 34, Glenn Rice. He drips back, swishes the shot. Nothing but net. 2 for Glenn Rice. It is 40-38 with our second to last possession of the quarter. 73 for the Sixers. That's 2 points. 16 is Jerry Stackhouse. And there's a 60 for the Charlotte Hornets. 60 is a 2-point shot by player 31, Glenn Rice. So between Glenn Rice and Larry Johnson, that was all of the scoring in that second quarter, with the exception of 1 free throw from Anthony Goldwire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 from Glenn Rice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 from Larry Johnson. That is 26 points. Is that right? 26 points. Somewhere along the line, I didn't give the points up here. 42. Yep. 26 points in the quarter for Charlotte. Sixers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 16. Whoop, I shouldn't write 16. I should be writing 4, but that's 16, 18, and 20. So that puts them at 44. At the end of the half, the 1995-1996 Philadelphia Sixers find themselves up 44-42. At the end of the first quarter, they had an 8-point lead, but all of a sudden they were only up by 2. Philadelphia starts with the ball in the second half. That's an 88 3-point attempt by player 3. Vernon Maxwell. Rolled a 34. He is not going to make that shot. Vernon Maxwell misses. That's an 8 and a turnover for the Hornets. Sixers grab it. 2-point attempt by player 17. Jerry Stackhouse with a 53, but he's going to miss the shot. 77, 2 points by player 55. Larry Johnson. There's a 17 for the Sixers. That is going to the line for 2. Player 25, Jerry Stackhouse. First shot is good. Second shot is good. 1, 2. I forgot to put the 2 up there for Larry Johnson. I got to get better about that if I'm going to keep doing this. 55. That was on the and one. So this is the Charlotte Hornets ball. 55 is a 2-point attempt by player 28. Glenn Rice misses the shot on that 85 roll. 56 is a 2-point attempt for the Sixers by player 6, Vernon Maxwell. Defense is too good. Not going to make the shot. Charlotte gets the ball to go to the line for 2. Player 6, Kenny Anderson, steps up to the line. First shot clanks off the board and misses. Second shot is good. Kenny Anderson puts 1 up. Sixers lead is 1. 84 for the Sixers. That is a 2-point shot for 100. Sharon Wright comes in and puts 2 on the board. Backup center. Sixers up by 3. 73 for the Hornets is a 2-point shot by player 61, Larry Johnson. 4. That's a turnover for the Sixers. A run for the Charlotte Hornets. So the Hornets are going to go on a run. That is a 3. That's an 8-0 run for the Charlotte Hornets. And we're going to take this bottom roll as our chart. That's our 75. Here's our 8-0 run. So we're going to take 2 minutes off the clock. I did it again. We need to be, I think that's where I need to be, is down to 8 minutes. Let's look at my possessions. 20, 40. This one should be over here. 20, 40, 60. 120, 140, 160. That would be 2 full minutes off the clock. With some misses. No, this should be at 6 minutes. There we go. So that was a 55. I guess it doesn't matter. They're getting 8 points out of it anyway. Charlotte gets 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it was a 55, it's going to be 3 points for the shooting guard. Shooting guard is Del Curry. 2 and 2 for the small forward. That's Glenn Rice. And 56 is also Glenn Rice. And then 0 and 1, they miss one and make one by the center, is 4. That is Matt Geiger. We'll see if our final scoring here is right at the end of the quarter. But I think that feels right. It looks like it is 55 to 48. And the Sixers just are falling apart. What? Let's try this one more time. We're going to roll all the way through because for some reason I hit the wrong button. This should take us to 5:40 here in the third quarter. $5.40. There we go. So here's our 12 roll for the Sixers. It's a turnover. 3 roll for the Hornets, a turnover. 65. That's a 2-point attempt. No, a 2-point shot by player 30. Jerry Stackhouse puts 2 more on the board. Another run by the Hornets. That is a 25. That is a 9-2 run. We're taking 2 minutes off the clock. Wow. And there's 25. So here's our chart here. 9-2 run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 1, 2. Our shooting guard gets an 2 and 1. So our shooting guard is player 20. That's going to be Del Curry. Yep. So he gets 2 and 1. Our small forward is 33. That's Glenn Rice, and he gets 2. And next player is 64. That is also Glenn Rice, and he gets a 3. And then our center makes 1. That's a 7. That is Matt Geiger. For the Sixers, it's power forward gets 2. That is 16. Tony Massenberg. Good job, Tony. That's an 80 for the Sixers. 2-point shot by player 81. Trevor Ruffin. 75 for the Hornets is a 2-point shot for player 64. Matt Geiger. Oh, didn't put 2 up there. I need to take my time and remember to place this stuff. The Sixers get the ball on a free throw attempt by player 58. It's Clarence Weatherspoon. His first shot is good. His second shot is also good. Charlotte with a 48. It's a 2-point attempt by player 73. Matt Geiger. He shoots a 73, and that shot is no good. The Sixers get the ball. That 56 is a 2-point attempt by player 61. It's Tony Massenberg, and he's not going to make that shot. 14 is a turnover for the Hornets. 22 is a free throw attempt for player 32. Jerry Stackhouse, he makes his first one. And he makes his second. And the final possession by the Hornets at the end of the first half, or the third quarter, is a 2-point attempt by player 84. Kendall Gill. And he's not making that shot, rolling in 87. So we have 1 and 6 and 9 and 4 and 4. Matt Geiger with 4 points. Larry Johnson with 4 points. It's wild how much some of these players played in these games. Glenn Rice 9, Del Curry 6, and Kenny Anderson 1. That puts them at 24 points for Charlotte, I think. 10, 16, 24. Yep. We got 2 for Trevor Ruffin. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 for Jerry Stackhouse. 2 for Weatherspoon. 2 for Massenberg. And 2 for Sharon Wright. 10. That's only 16 points for the Sixers. So it should be 60 points for the Sixers. Yep. And Charlotte should be at 46, 50, 66. Yes, sir. That's where we stand. And Charlotte gets the ball to start the fourth quarter. It's a 55 2-point attempt by player 3. It's a 58. Who's playing defense? It is 21. Oh, no, he's not making that shot. All right. 27 for the Sixers. Free throw attempts by player 44. Clarence Weatherspoon. 66 is good. For 1. Second shot is a 3. It's good. And Charlotte gets the ball with a 44. Attempt to play, or Glenn Rice takes the shot. He rolled a 43 against the 49. Who's playing defense? Is a 35. Clarence Weatherspoon's playing defense, takes 3 off. That makes it a 46. The shot is still good. Glenn Rice is able to get the shot around Clarence Weatherspoon's hand. And that's 2 for the Hornets. And I forgot to give 2 to the Sixers. This is the Sixers ball, 64. 2 points for player 74. Trevor Ruffin. 68 for Charlotte. That's 2 points for number 11. Del Curry. 26 is 2 free throw attempts for player 25. Jerry Stackhouse. First one is good. Second attempt is good. Charlotte. Moving up the court. My math feels wrong. We'll find out what that final score is there. And let me take this turn. It's a 30. That is a free throw attempt for player 28. Glenn Rice. First shot is good. Second shot is good. That's 2 more. So if we've got 26 and 24, that's 50 points. 66 points. And then we've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 72 is where they should be. Charlotte should be at 72. Sixers have 24 and 16. That's 40. They have 60 total. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they should be at 66. So right now it is 72-66 Charlotte. Sixers ball with a 71. Sixers ball with a 71. That is a 2-point shot for player 52. Clarence Weatherspoon, 2 more points. $66 for Charlotte. 2-point attempt. Or no, it's 2 points. That is a 66 for player 86. Kendall Gill. gets in the action. 2 points for him. 23 on the Sixers. 2 more free throws for player 36. Jerry Stackhouse. 36 is good. Second shot. 63 is also good. It's a 77. 2 points for player 24. Glenn Rice. 25 is 2 more free throws for player 53. Good old Clarence Weatherspoon. First shot is good. Second shot is good. 6, turnover for the Hornets. 14, turnover for the Sixers. 15 is a free throw attempt for Charlotte. For player 28, that is Glenn Rice taking the first shot. It's good. Glenn Rice taking the second shot, and he misses. I've lost track here again. Well, if I need to mark something here at the end of each of these lines. So we got 16, and then when you put those two together, it is 36, 42 at the end of the half. And then oh my goodness, 42, 66. There, right? Yes. So 66 was the end of the third quarter. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Down here, we've got 24 at the end of the first quarter. Makes it 44 at the half. Plus another 16 makes it 54, 60. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is 77-72. Glenn Rice missed one of those shots. So this is Sixers ball. 34 is 2 more free throw attempts. It's time for Derek Alston. He hits the first, not known for his free throw attempts. Misses the second. And Charlotte pushes back up the court with a 2 points from 42. Mr. Larry Johnson. First time on the board here in the fourth quarter. 17 is 2 more free throw attempts for the Sixers. Charlotte just will not get off their backs. Vernon Maxwell steps up. He hits 1. He hits 2. $79-75. Charlotte. It's a 53 on Charlotte. 53 is a 2-point attempt by 55. Larry Johnson. He's going to make that shot. Don't even need to guess. 2-point shot. 1, 2. We have 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. 83 for the Sixers. It's a 2-pointer by 87. Sean Higgins gets in on the action. 34 for the Hornets. 2 field free throws. Player 14. 1 is good. 2 is good. Del Curry could not have been a better player to get to the line at that point. 85 for the Sixers. That's 2 points for player 100. Sharon Wright. $83-79. 2. That is a run for the Charlotte Hornets. Could not have come at a worse time for the Sixers. An 80 is a 6-0 run. One, two, three, four, five, six. We take 2 minutes off the clock. For some reason, the fourth quarter won't do it. So we're just going to have to make sure we get there. Our number here is 37. So we're looking at the point guard making a and one. That is 30, Kenny Anderson. So he gets 2 and 1. And then the shooting guard is 34. That's Del Curry. And he gets 3. So we need to get down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds. There's our 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's our 6 on the clock. And the Sixers ball. That's a 37. I don't think the Sixers are going to have it in them to come back to this. 37 for the Sixers is 2 more free throw attempts. Player 83 is Trevor Ruffin. First shot is good. Second shot is no good. Charlotte with the ball, 25. They've got their own free throw attempts by 86. Kendall Gill. First one is good. Second one is no good. The Sixers get the ball. 2 points for player 21, Jerry Stackhouse. Yep. Minute 20 left, 22 points. Free throw attempts for Charlotte by 47. Larry Johnson, this first shot is good. Second shot is good. 1-1. 1-1. It's a 74 for the Sixers with 40 seconds left. 2 points by player 53, Clarence Weatherspoon. $22 for Charlotte. Guess what? Free throw attempts. The Sixers hacked him, got him to the line. It's player 70. None other than Larry Johnson. 1, 2. Both his free throw attempts are good. 1, 2. 1, 2. And the Sixers, on their last possession, it's a 41. 2-point attempt by player 63, Tony Massenberg. Rolls a 46. Should be under. But it doesn't matter which of the power forwards is going to get in his face. If it's Larry Johnson, if it's Scott Burrell, it's going to lower him down to a 44. He's going to miss the shot. And that is going to be the end of our game. Let's make sure our math here is right. 3 for Kenny Anderson. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Del Curry. 3 for Kendall Gill. Glenn Rice has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in the fourth quarter, we've got 8. Oh, let's do it this way. 14 and 6 is 20. We got 28 points for Charlotte. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28 on top of 66. 76, 86, 94. That's where we should be. 94 for Charlotte Hornets. And the Sixers have 2 for Vernon Maxwell. 3 for Trevor Ruffin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Jerry Stackhouse. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Clarence Weatherspoon. And 2 for Sean Higgins. 1 for Derek Alston. And 2 for Sharon Wright. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 19, 21, 24. 24 points on top of 60 Should put him at 84. Yes, sir. 84 is where we at. Final score from Philadelphia. The Charlotte Hornets 94. Philadelphia 76ers 84. Let's take a look at our final point totals. Kenny Anderson finishes the game with, I feel like my chart here, I need to highlight my final totals so that I'm not confusing them with the other columns as I'm trying to add them up. So we got 2, 3, 6 points for Kenny Anderson. Anthony Goldwire finishes with 1 point. Del Curry finishes with, he had a good fourth quarter. 13, 14, 15 points. Kendall Gill finished with 3. Glenn Rice finished with, let's see, 16, 17, 18. Glenn Rice finished with 30. Darren Hancock finished with 2. Larry Johnson finished with 10, 23, 31. Scott Burrell with 0. Matt Geiger with 6. And Robert Parrish with none. So let's see, do my numbers add up correctly up here? We got 6. I should just take out a calculator, but I should do this. 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 4. Yes, everything adds up there. So 31 points for Larry Johnson, 30 for Glenn Rice, 15 for Del Curry as our top leads there. And on the Sixers side, we got much more bench production out of this team. Vernon Maxwell finishes with 12. Trevor Ruffin finishes with 11. Jerry Stackhouse finishes with 24. Rex Walters with 2. Clarence Weatherspoon with 8, and 4 is 12, and 2 is 14, 21. Sean Higgins with 2. Tony Massenberg with 4. Richard Dumas with 1. Derek Alston with 3. And Sharon Wright with 4. And do my numbers add up there? 3, 7, 9, 10, 16, 24, ends there, 22, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Final score, Charlotte Hornets 94, Philadelphia 76ers 84. That is a very interesting playing game. It's pretty straightforward. I think I need to get a little bit more comfortable with reading the charts, and I'd like to run through the game with the rules for a number of possessions in a normal game. I mean, 94 to 94 to 84 feels very believable for these two teams, especially during this time period. On average, it looks like the Charlotte Hornets normally would have scored a 102.8 in a game, and the Sixers 94.5. So the fact that we ended up about 10 points under per game is not unbelievable, I guess. But this has been my first attempt at playing Uptempo Basketball. Feel free to tell me other teams you'd like to see get run through. I'd have no problem pulling them out and running through it. If you'd like to, who knows what I'm going to do with this. I've got the full season from 95-96, and we'll give it another go. We'll drop in some up-tempo basketball on this channel. So thanks for stopping by the Sports Simulation Spectator. I picked a bad name. I can't remember my own name. That's okay. I've been your host, Mike. Thanks for chilling with me, and feel free to come back, like, subscribe, check out all the other things we got going on, from basketball, in this case, to video game baseball on Hardball 99 to tabletop stock car racing, tabletop football, and tabletop golf. I'd be happy to have you hang around here with me. Thanks. We'll talk to you later. See ya.